Hello and welcome to another Spotlight video. This time we have a modification. Well, we can say modification, but it is probably unofficial expansion. That's probably the better word for it. And this is called Realms. This is built upon the Forgotten Empires dataset. So you have the Forgotten Empire civilizations, and then you have 12 new civilizations, and it takes the total civilization count up to 35. That's a lot of civilizations that are in this unofficial expansion. And we have the first unique unit that was from the Armenians in this new unofficial expansion, and it's called the Irudzi. Not sure if I can pronounce most of these names correctly, but you can see the name there and you can figure out how to pronounce that yourself. So let's look at the Armenian tech tree. There are cavalry civilizations, knights and castle units, plus 1 pierce armor, and I guess the knights get plus 1 pierce armor, and castle units get +1/+1 in the imperial range. Okay, fair enough. Stable technologies cost -25%, so that's gonna be really handy for them. Monks 20% cheaper in the imperial age, so you could say that they are also a monk civilization if they get such a discount. So the unique unit is the cavalry unit Irudzi. I assume that's how you pronounce that. And unique technologies, Asfin Alarmani, generate food, wood, and stone trickle. I'm not sure what those are. They were in the scenario editor, but they had no graphics. I'm not sure if how it's supposed to work or something, but they had no graphics, so yeah. And then you have Azatavrir, cavalry +1 damage. I'm really bad at pronouncing this, but whatever. And a team bonus for monasteries again. The production of units, I assume, and maybe technologies is 20% faster. So their cavalry civilization, they seem to have a decent archer range. They don't get the arbalest. They get the thumb ring, they get heavy cavalry archer and hand cannoneer. They have the militia line, it's complete. They don't have halberdier, they don't get squires, so that's a bit bad. They get up to heavy camel, and they get hussar, they get paladin, so that's really good for them. Their navy, they get galleon, they don't get shipwright, they don't get light cannon galleon, and they don't get fast fire ship. I mean, this doesn't really matter. If they get galleon, that's good enough. And looks like they get all the towers. And monastery, they don't get heresy for some reason, even though they have some bonuses for the monks. So the castle is the unique technology. In the castle age, at slow rate, they generate food, wood, and stone. I'm not sure how that works, but I guess it's supposed to work somehow. So that's the unique unit. 70 food and 90 gold. It has a lot of HP. It has nice attack, and actually it has nice everything, but it does cost a lot. And this is the light version of it, and 210 health. That's a lot. It seems and 15 attack. It gets 1 extra pierce armor, and they don't get hoarding, separation, and conscription for some reason. Possibly because of they already get something. No, they don't. Okay, they don't get. They get the monasteries buff, but I'm not sure why the conscription is taken out for them. That's, if you lack conscription in Imperial Age, that's gonna be really hurting you in the production side. And that's their another unique technology in the Imperial Age that gives cavalry +1 attack. I mean, don't think that's too good for the cost of the technology, but I guess if you're making hussars, then you'll have some sort of a bonus for them. So they get handguard, wheelbarrow, don't much down patrol, so that's good for them. They don't have heavy siege though. They don't get bombard cannon, siege ram, and siege auger. There's a new unit here, trestle gun. I'm gonna talk about it later because it's a unique unit for a civilization. They get all the blacksmith upgrades besides the bracer, and they get all the university upgrades. Their economy, they don't get two-man saw, so Imperial for them is gonna be a bit behind, and they don't get stone shaft mining. So this is their unique unit, and this is how it moves. Let's see how it attacks. It seems like the unit is holding a mace or some sort. I think it's a blunt weapon. It doesn't seem to be like a sword to me. So yeah, that's heavy cavalry for you, and it seems to be stronger than the cataphract, a lot stronger. So the next we have the Balts, and this is their unique unit, a mounted skirmisher, Viets. So let's look at their tech tree. So cavalry civilization again, cavalry 15% faster. I'm not sure, is it meant to be attack rate or movement speed? I assume it's gonna be movement speed, because I looked at the deck tree earlier and the husbandry for them is taken away, so it would make sense that it did this for the movement speed. So they have buildings, line of sight +2, and knights cost 10% less in Castle and 15% less in Imperial Age. And fishing ships are also cheaper, and it's 10 for feudal, 20 for Castle, and 30 for Imperial Age. So their unique unit, Vitis, is anti-cavalry mounted skirmisher. So I assume it's gonna do bonus damage against every cavalry unit. It had a 3+1 range, so +1 due to fletching, I assume, because this test is run in Castle Age. So it could be quite good against cavalry. And first unique technology is hill forts, towers cheaper, and palisades stronger. And voivodes, light cavalry is 5% faster. So this, I assume this as a stack, and you will get 20% faster light cavalry, which means you could have like double husbandry on your light cavalry, which seems like really strong. And they get extra pierce armor. So the team bonus for them is knights +2 attack versus gunpowder units. So that should apply to the siege and the hand cannoneer. So their archery range, they don't get the foot archers. They do get the light skirmisher, but well, it's a trash unit, and that shouldn't really matter too much. They do get heavy cavalry archer, Parthian tactics, and thumbering, so that's a viable option for them. They get the full militia line and the full spearman line. They get squires, so that's really good for them. They get up to paladin and they get up to hussar, so that's probably excellent for them. They can choose, if they seem to be like a full cavalry civilization, they can choose heavy cavalry archer, they can choose paladin, they can choose hussar, and they have the trash units they need to counter units like arbalest. They can make skirmisher for those, and they can make halberdiers to counter enemy cavalry. So their dock, they don't get shipwright, and they don't get like and galleon, but they do get galleon, and they get carrying and dry dock. They get up to keep, but no bombard tower. I don't think Bombard Tower matters too much, and keep honestly doesn't matter either because you don't see people making keeps, but they do get fortified walls, so that's nice for them. So the monastery, they don't get fervor and block printing, though I feel like monastery is quite irrelevant in the scene of AoC at the moment, so I'm not gonna talk about that one. The castle, so this is their unique unit. 60 wood and 40 gold for a mounted skirmisher, and it has 70 health points, and it does attack bonus versus cavalry. So you could probably like hit and run with those units because you have 15% movement speed. So it would, your unit would be 5% faster than the other unit. But I guess that enemy hussars could still outrun them. I'm not sure. And they get conscription and hoardings, unlike the Armenians, but they do not get sappers. So they get all these. They don't get heavy scorpion and siege onagger in the siege workshop, but get siege ram and bomber cannon. So the blacksmith seems to be favoring heavy cavalry archers because they don't get plate barding armor. So I assume they would not go paladins too often. So you would go heavy cavalry archers and maybe the unique units and hussars, something like that. University, you get the treadmill crane for the farm buffs, siege engineers, you get the fortified walls, you get the murder halls, you don't get architecture, bombard tower, or heated shot. So their economy, they don't get stone shaft mining, and they don't get crop rotation, but they do have everything else. So next up, actually we need to test how this shoots. So this basically moves like a knight, and it has this knight shield, but it's wielding a spear or a javelin, I'm not sure. And so you throw at the enemy. Doesn't seem to be doing too much damage against buildings, but you should assume so because it's a projectile. Okay, next up we have Hauda. It's an unique unit for the, what's it for? The Bamars. Archer and Monk Civilization. Was it the Bamars? Yes. Archers plus 20% hit points. Monasteries minus 25% cheaper. And Mangonels plus 50 attack versus buildings. That's an interesting one. Archer range technologies 30% cheaper. Those archers could be really strong if they get 20% hit points extra. That's a lot. And the mangonels seem to be really strong too. This bonus for them, I don't think that's too good because the technologies in the archery range don't really cost that much either. So they got the Hauda, it's a cavalry unit, and unique technologies is stockade, palisade stronger, more expensive. Not sure how that's gonna work out if they're more expensive. I would think that they would make them a lot. But I guess when you're running out of stone, you will have to make palisade walls anyway. Hui Qiang, monks regenerate fate faster. Okay, that's a good bonus. So they will be able to convert more units in this in the same time that normal monks will. And team bonus, scorpions plus 10 attack versus buildings. I feel like this is archer and monk and siege civilization. And maybe not even archer civilization because they don't get heavy cavalry archer, they don't get hand cannoneer. They do get light skirmisher and thumb ring. They get the militia line fully and the spearman line fully. They get the squires, so they can make trash units. They get the hussar and husbandry and bloodlines, and they get up to cavalier. They don't get paladin. I guess instead of the paladin, you're supposed to go their unique unit, the Howdah unit. Their duck seems quite good. They get strip right and galleon. They don't get fortified walls, but they do get that unique technology that upgrades their palisade walls. They don't get bomber tower, and the Howdah is elephant basically. A well armored cavalry. Attack bonus versus buildings, cavalry, strong versus anything nearby. So I guess it does splash damage like the usual war elephant for the Persians. But these have different statistics than the Persian war elephant. So these one have less HP, but they have more attack points, and they seem to have more melee armor and less pierce armor. So that's interesting. It's like different version of the war elephant. So I'm not sure who would win, but I guess they're equally good against every other unit in the game. And here are their. This is stockade is in the castle age, okay. So you can make palisade walls in the castle age and get this upgrade. 600 wood and 50 stone, that's quite cheap actually. So you could possibly make palisade walls instead of stone walls, and you could save your stone and probably get more castles out. That's an option. And Pui Kuang, 200 food, 200 gold, monks recharge fate more quickly. They don't get illumination, the monks, but they do get everything else. So I guess there is a possibility to play with monks in the castle age and convert enemy knights or something. So they get everything there. Siege workshop. Siege Onager is not available. Bomber cannon is not available. They get siege ram, heavy scorpion. So maybe they are not a siege civilization because they don't get bomber cannon and siege onager. That's a bit bad for them. So the blast furnace is taken out for them because they get the light Howdah, which has 25 default attack. So you would have a unit almost with 30 attack, and that would be quite ridiculous if it did splash damage also. So they don't get masonry even. That's new. Usually every civilization gets masonry. They don't get treadmill crane and heat shot. Treadmill crane is gonna be bad for their economy. And talk about the economy, they don't get gold shaft mining, two-man saw, nor crop rotation. So imagine their economy will be quite weak. So here's the Howdah. So I assume the Spearman on the top is gonna attack, or is the elephant gonna attack? Oh, both of them attack. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe that's just like one of the splash damage features or something. Or maybe it does 2 hits per hit or something. I'm not sure. It would be like a Chukanu maybe, but a melee unit, a melee Chukanu that does multiple hits in like one go or something. So the next up we have, what do we have? We have Bohemians. Archer and infantry civilization. Archer range is minus 50% cost. I'm not sure. I guess making the building costs less. Plus 5 villager hit points for each town center technology. So you could get basically like a Spanish villager or something. Heresy free, because you have ages, you have loom, you have the line of sight upgrades, and you have the movement speed and the gathering upgrades. So heresy is free, so converted units should die from the Dark Age, I assume. And archers, hand cannoneers, +1 melee and +2 pierce. No, wait, it's +1 pierce armor and +2 pierce armor. So it's +1 in Castle Age and +2 in Imperial Age. So they have 3 unique things. 2 of them are units and 1 is a building. Wagenberg is a tower. Taborite infantry and trestle gun, a scorpion type unit, a siege unit. That was in the siege workshop, what we saw before. And unique technologies, the Bors enable Wagenberg, so you have to get the unique research done for the Wagenberg for the tower. And Hofnisch bomber towers do extra damage versus RAM. Okay, that's one of the upgrades that are gonna make this civilization quite overpowered, because in the normal game bomber towers do not get damage against rams. So if you can't basically, you could only make like bomber cannons and trebuchets against bomber towers now. So that this upgrade would eliminate 1 counter for bomber towers. So their archery range, they get all the foot archers and they get thumb ring. They get the militia line and spearman line fully. They get the squires. Their stable doesn't look so good. They do get bloodlines and husbandry, so they can make knights in the castle age, and those would be worthwhile, but not in the imperial age anymore. Their duck seems quite good. They don't get like cannon galleon. They get technologies. They get every defensive building that is stationary. Their monastery is fully upgradable, and this is their unique unit, Taborite, Bohemian unique unit. Infantry with attack bonus versus buildings and armored units such as knights and champions. Okay, so they get bonus attack versus heavy cavalry and heavy infantry, I assume. That's quite good bonus. And it does cost only 15 gold, which is quite cheap. But these would be quite weak against archers. So they don't get hoardings, they get sappers and conscription. Tapors. I'm not sure if this is good or not, because the tower themselves are cheap, but they require a garrison in order to attack, so it's weird. I'm not sure how to feel about this new tower building and this cost. And Hufnish bomber towers gain an attack bonus versus rams. I think this is too cheap, honestly. This is definitely too cheap. So there's a siege workshop, they get the bomber cannon heavy scorpion, they don't get siege onager or siege ram. And the trestle gun, which is unique to their civilization. They get everything besides plate barding armor, and they get everything here besides architecture. Their economy is quite weak too in the late game. Gold shaft mining is disabled, 2-man saw is disabled, crop rotation is disabled. So we have 3 unique things for them. This is the trestle gun, which is sort of a scorpion, and it has more attack than the normal scorpion. So I'm not sure how it would be used, because you can't upgrade it like the you can upgrade the scorpion to heavy scorpion, but you can't upgrade this one. And this doesn't really seem too too much of a scorpion, honestly. But who knows? So this is the unique unit. And it's good versus champions and knights. This guy looks like he has a mace also, or a spike blunt weapon or something. Yeah, I guess those could be used rather well. Wagenberg. And if you have units inside it, you're able to fire arrows. It's quite weak, has decent damage output, but the range of it isn't too good. So yeah, I guess it could be used like, it has more space than a normal tower, so you could use this as a hideout or something, and then it would be like effective. But yeah, I'm not sure. I have mixed feelings for it. Not sure how I would use it if I played it. If I played with the Bohemians. So next up we have the Bagain, and it's for the Bulgars. Can create cows from town centers, and its cavalry civilization. Spearmen, skirmishers, and light cavalry are created 33% faster. So they get conscription upgrade from the start of the game. That's quite interesting for these 3 unit types. So their light cavalry rush could be quite devastating. Knights attack 20% faster, cavalry archers plus 3 attack for spearmen. That's really strong, because I don't think any spearman would reach the cavalry archers with this buff. So the unique unit is Bagain, a cavalry unit, unique technologies, Bulgars, and auxiliaries. Team bonus, skirmishers plus 1 attack versus cavalry archers. Okay, that's a good one, I assume. It's gonna be making this upgrade even better, I guess. Archer range, they get everything besides the hand cannoneer. They get the upgrades, they get the militia line, the spearman line. They don't get tracking, but I don't think many people even research it, because usually you have other units that have better line of sight anyway nearby these units. They do get squires, so that's good for them. They get bloodlines and husbandry. They don't get paladins, so I'm not sure how the knights attack 20% faster is gonna work out for the cavalier, because paladins would be much better with those. But I guess if they got paladins with that upgrade, that bonus, this civilization could be better than the Franks. So they're dock, they don't get shipwright, and like cannon galleon and fast fire ship, they do get galleon. So far every civilization seems to get galleon, which is quite odd, and makes them quite reliable on water too if they get bracer. So monastery is missing some technologies, they get the defensive buildings, all of them. Bagain, light Bagain, so let's see the stats. 20 health, not 20, 80 health, and 120 health. So it has quite a lot of attack, and price of it is quite high, but it states that it has attack bonus versus unique units, so it will work like the samurai, but I don't think this unit has that fast attack speed like the samurai. So Pyrgos improves the armor of castles. No food and gold, just wood and stone. So I guess you could get this quite easily. Conscription is there, so you could get minus 66% for skirmishers, light cavalry, and spearmen. That's crazy. That's crazy. And auxiliaries, light cavalry, gain an attack bonus versus archers and villagers. This costs a lot of gold, but I guess it would be worth it, because you usually use light cavalry to raid or just create a diversion, and if they do do more damage against villagers and archers, then that's a bonus while raiding. So siege workshop, they get siege ram, heavy scorpion, they don't get bomber cannon and siege order. Their blacksmith, everything besides ring archer armor, so their archers are gonna be a bit weak. University, they don't get treadmill crane. It should not really hurt their farming, because they have 2 metso and crop rotation, and they lack gold shaft mining. So this is their unique unit again. It looks like a heavy cavalry archer, and it looks like he's wielding an axe or something. Pretty sure it was an axe. Yeah, it's an axe. He's wielding an axe.
Heren,
So next up we have
ik dienen.
Chimus warrior, and it is for the Chimus. So infantry civilization. The unit seemed like on an Aztec, so this is a Mesoamerican civilization, and they get Eagle Scouts, Eagle Warriors, but they don't get Light Eagle Warriors for some reason. Infantry, they get a lot of armor for their infantry, so that's quite good. You get more melee than pierce armor though. Masonry and architecture for free. Barracks technologies cost no gold. Okay, that's interesting. So you could get these final upgrades quite cheaply. Repairs work 2% faster, so repairing castles is much better, and you could pull off less villagers from your resources and assign them to repair than the other players, and villagers move 20% faster. That will be quite good for the economy. Unique technologies, huacas, increase building garrison room, and Tlacotli or something. I'm not sure. Skirmishers 25% faster in movement speed, I assume, or attack speed. I think this value is high enough to be attack speed. And team bonus, blacksmiths work 50% faster, so you will get the technologies research faster. Archer range, they don't get hand cannoneer, they do get thumbering and archer line and skirmisher line. They get the militia and spearman line without the cost of gold, and obviously they will be able to upgrade to Eagle Warrior without the cost of gold, but I don't think Eagle Warriors alone are good enough. They don't get a stable because they are Mesoamerican. They do get galleon, they don't get shipwright. They get up to keep like the mains, but they don't get bomber tower. The monastery has quite some missing technologies, so they wouldn't be that good like the Aztecs or the Mayans with monks. Chimus warriors, so let's look at this guy. Well-rounded heavy infantry with a large attack bonus versus buildings. I assume this is gonna be better than the champion, because otherwise I wouldn't use this guy. Hit points 70 and 10 attack, 80 and 14. So it will have 10 extra health compared to the champion and 1 extra attack compared to the champion. And some extra armor as well. Huacas production buildings have plus in garrison room, so you could try and possibly make a surprise attack or something. I assume, but I don't think these happen too often in a normal random map game. And Tlacotli, okay, the skirmisher move faster. Did it say they move faster here? No. So skirmishers move 25% faster. That's really strong. I think they will outrun like infantry units chasing them. They won't outrun cavalry though, I assume. I hope so. Otherwise that would be quite ridiculous. And they have plus 10 HP. So their siege workshop, they don't get the siege ram, they don't get the bomber cannon. The blacksmith, they don't get any upgrades for the cavalry, obviously, but they do get everything else. So that's a really good blacksmith. They can go archers and for infantry. University, they get everything besides the bomber tower, and their economy is quite good, even though they don't get 2 men's armor, but at plus 10% villager movement speed is gonna be quite important for their economy, and it's gonna be really good for them when farming and doing other things. So this is the unit.
Du zegt het. Die lopen aan.
Obviously everything sounds like Dutch because I'm using the
Die
Dutch.
lopen aan. Met God.
Well, so it does 5 attack every hit for this fortified wall. I guess that's plus 4 attack. I assume so.
Die lopen aan.
Assume it is. And next up we actually have the Dutch now. There was no unique unit in the... It wasn't made visible in the scenario editor by the this modification / unofficial expansion maker. This is their unique unit, their writer, and they have a healer called Penguin. I assume it's replacing the monk in the monastery. So the writer has, and we're gonna be looking at the Dutch in a moment. And their naval civilization, although I would say cavalry civilization because of their unique unit. Infantry plus 10, plus 1 attack, not plus 10. That would be ridiculous. Plus 10 attack. Castles plus 2000 HP, so I guess they would be as good as Byzantine's castle. Farms are smaller, cheaper, hold less food. Okay, smaller farms mean that the villager will have to move less, and it basically means that you're gonna get much more food in the same time than the other players, basically. But they do hold less food and they are cheaper, so I guess this hold less food and is countering the cheaper thingy. Militia line cost minus 10 gold and plus 10 food. So if you're running out of gold, you could easily make champions, quite easily. Because they cost only 10 gold then. The unique unit writer regenerating cavalry, so it's basically a berserker, but much stronger and faster. And probably costs a lot more too. And the Biguin is a healer, supposedly a monk. Unique technologies. Guten Tag, what? It's almost is like Guten Tag. Militia line have anti-cavalry bonus. Okay, that's quite good. I assume it's not as good as the spearman line one, otherwise you won't see anyone make halberdiers in the late game. And merchants, trade units plus 30 HP, and markets produce units and technologies possibly faster. Team bonus, economic buildings provide plus 5, population room. Okay, that's handy, I guess. So blacksmith, market, university, and monastery possibly. Or does this mean mill, lumber camp, and mining camp? And dock perhaps, I'm not sure. Okay, their archery range, they don't get arbalest. They do get light skirmisher, hand cannoneer, they don't get thumb ring. That's a bit bad. They get champion, up to champion, and up to halberdier. They do get squires. And stable, bloodlines, husbandry. No paladin, but they do get up to hussar. So they get everything in the dock. They don't get bombardier. They don't get 2 technologies in the monastery, and they're both unique technologies are in the castle age. So this is gonna be giving the militia line a bonus versus cavalry, and this is gonna be buffing the trade cards. But this doesn't hurt to be in the imperial age because you don't start trade like in the Coastal Age anyway. So this is the unique unit. 90 gold, no food cost, and it is regenerating cavalry. And it is resistant to infantry and immune to conversion. Wow, that's amazing. If it's immune to conversion, I guess this is a hero unit, and that explains why I didn't find it under the unit tab, because it would be under the hero tab instead. That kind of makes sense. So they get everything besides the siege auger, and they get all blacksmith technologies. They don't get treadmill crane or siege engineers. They don't get scrap rotation and stone shaft mining. So I think we're halfway through now.
Yeah.
The next up is Spike Square with the Helvetians. Infantry and archer civilization. Spearman line +1 range, that's really good. Skirmishers +1 attack and +2 the Imperial Age. So from the Feudal Age they get +1 attack. Okay. Skirmishers benefit from the Parthian tactics. So they get bonus versus pikemen. Okay, that's interesting. Unique technologies. Close order drill. Spearmen and pike squares have extra armor. Confederacy units +5 HP, so that's gonna give every unit +5 HP. That's interesting. Team bonus, castles work 20% faster. Get everything from the archer range. They get up to long swordsmen in the barracks, like the Persians. Stable, they don't get husbandry, and they don't get cavalry. That's interesting. And they do not get galleon. So this civilization seems rather weak to me for now, because the pike square doesn't. Okay, the pike square is quite good actually, but it does cost a lot. Vulnerable to heavy infantry, bonus versus cavalry war elephants. It has a lot of hit points and a lot of attack. And these are the unique technologies. So their whole civilization seems to be around pikemen. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. So this expects siege and ships. Every alive unit has +5 hit points. I wonder how these upgrades stack up for the pikemen. Maybe you could just go for the pikemen. Not sure. The siege, they don't get bomber cannon and siege auger. And blacksmith, they do not get plate barding armor, but their cavalry seemed weak enough that you would never go this path anyway. University, they don't get siege engineers and bomber tower. They don't get caravan, and they don't get stone shaft mining. Other than that, they have decent late game economy. Yeah, this is a weird civilization. I'm not sure how are you gonna play this. Possibly archers and pikemen only. I don't see another option for this really. Hussars, probably a trash against something too. Okay, so this is the
Schild
pike
aan de
square.
vriend. Je lopen aan. Godswoud. Je lopen
Pike
aan. U zegt
square.
het. Slaat al dood.
All of them attack, okay.
Heren. Godswoud.
Means
Godswoud.
has a lot of HP and a lot of attack. So this could be really good. Okay, next up we have the Tiefutu, and it is for the Jurchens. Cavalry civilization, houses, docks, markets, and town centers. Build quicker, wheelchairs +3 range. What the hell? Benefit from fletching. Bulgars better chemistry. What the hell? Husbandry is free, petards cost less, half the cost. Okay, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. Unique technologies. Quasima, mounted units plus 10 HP. Siyayu Pao, trebuchets plus 2 range. Okay, so they're gonna outrange every other trebuchet in the game. T bonus middle mining and lumber camp build quicker. Okay, so they are civilization like the Spanish but different in a way, and they get good cavalry, and their villagers get like a similar villager bonus like the Spanish, but it's like benefits their aggressive stance, I guess. They get everything in the archer range, they get everything in the barracks. They don't get the paladin and imperial camel, but this is for the Indians anyway, so they get basically everything in the stable besides the paladin. They don't get Rydok, so their navy is gonna be weak, and they don't get shipwright. They do get Galleon though, but their navy is gonna be much weaker than the other civilization. They get up to keep and fortified walls, no bomber towers. Monastery, missing some technologies. So here's the fast heavy cavalry unit. Attack bonus versus archers. 70 food, 70 gold. It's quite expensive, but it has more health and attack than the cataphract, for example. Maybe it's as fast as a Azar or something. Then it would be quite good, in my opinion. And with this upgrade, they would be even better, I think. But this costs a lot of resources, and I don't think anyone would really want this upgrade. Possibly only in the late game when you're gonna have a trebuchet war and you have to take down enemy castles and you want to station your trebuchets further away from the enemy trebuchets. Siege workshop. They don't get heavy scorpion and siege auger. They do get blacksmith upgrades besides the plate mail armor. They don't get siege engineers. That makes sense. Otherwise, the trebuchet would have plus 2 range, and that would be crazy. They don't get heated shot. They don't get killers 2-man saw and stone shaft mining. Okay, fair enough. And this is their fast heavy cavalry unit. So it's a spear cavalry. I think it could be quite good if it's faster than the paladins and other heavy cavalry. Let's see. It's supposed to catch up. Is it gonna catch up? It seems to be really slowly catching up. So next up we have the ballista elephant, and it is for the Khmers. Siege civilization, fishing ships have extra carry capacity. Archer line upgrades are free. Okay, so that would be like the Turks' scout line, but I guess they get crossbowman once they get to castle age and arbalest once they get to imperial age. Military units cost minus 5% in feudal age, so they will have better feudal rush than other civilizations. Unique unit, they don't have many other like bonuses, it seems. Okay, unique unit, ballista elephant, siege cavalry. Unique technology, levy, spearmen, skirmishers, and camels enabled at town center. What? Mining and lumber camps. What? You can make spearmen, skirmishers, and camels at mining camps and lumber camps. Okay, this is really interesting. You can make a forward mining camp with 100 wood and just spam skirmishers and spearmen and camels. Okay, that's really interesting. Ballista, Elephants, and Scorpions +1 range, and Scorpions get +1 range by default as their team bonus. Their archery range is quite good because of the free upgrades for the Arbalest. They get Skirmisher, Light Skirmisher, they don't get Hand Cannoneer, they don't get Heavy Cavalry Archer, they do get Lumbering though. They don't get Halberdier in the barracks, they do get Squires, so that's an option. They can't get Heavy Camel, so I guess the Mining Camp Rush is gonna be weak. And this Halberdier Rush is gonna be weak too. But this is quite interesting as well. Almost as interesting as the range upgrades for the previous civilization. Cavalier, Camel, Knight, Light Cavalry, Husbandry, Blood Knights. This is a decent, I'm not sure, Castle Age. They can make a Castle Age rush, I guess. They get Gallon, they don't get Shipwright, they get the Light Cannon Gallon, they don't get Keep, they don't get Bomber Tower. Monastery doesn't have many technologies, and this is the Ballista Elephant. Elephant mounted light siege weapon that fires large bolt. Effective versus large masses because shot damages multiple units. Weak versus nearby units. Okay, this is quite interesting. It has less range than the Scorpion. It will move faster. It has more health than the Scorpion and more armor than the Scorpion. Okay, 800 wood and 400 gold. So you can't really do that mining camp rush or lumber camp rush that easily. You will have to be in the Castle Age and you will need to pay a lot of resources for it. Ballista, this is quite good because I don't think this gets Bracer, Fletching or Plotkin Arrow upgrades. So it can have 8 range and it can have a 7 range and it can somewhat deal with other archery units. Don't get even Capture Ram, okay, that's interesting. They do get Onager, Heavy Scorpion and Bomber Cannon. They don't get Blade Parting Armor and Plate Mail Armor. So it seems like Archer and Siege civilization for me, even though they don't get that much of a siege, though their unique unit is a siege weapon. Versity, no Keep, no Bomber Tower. Guess their economy is some sort of decent. They don't get 2 Mensa, but they do get Trade Milk Crane and Crop Rotation. So let's see how it attacks. This is the Ballista from Age of Empires 1. Okay. I guess it's decent. It's better. It's definitely better than the normal Scorpion. Okay, next up we have a Mastiff, and it is for the Tufans. Cavalry and Monk Civilization. Cavalry upgrade free in the Castle Age. That's quite OP. You get Cavaliers instead of Knights in Castle Age and you won't have to pay for it. Okay, that's quite free. Freaky. Paladin upgrades quicker. Heavy Cavalry Archer upgrades cost no food. Stone lasts 50% longer. This cavalry rush in Castle Age is gonna be the strongest rush in all AoC history. Don't get this for some reason. Unique unit is Mastiff. Sangha monks are 20% faster. I assume this is movement speed. War dogs, Mastiffs get extra HP. And team bonus monks have extra HP as well. They are like the Spanish, they don't get Scoresmen and Arbalest. Don't get hand cannoneers, they do get heavy cavalry archers and Parthian tactics and thumbering, and they get heavy cavalry archers without the food cost. in the upgrade. They get no militia line. Okay, that's interesting. They get up to pikemen, they get squires and tracking. I guess you kinda have to go for the stable then and use that. I don't see why anyone would use a barracks if you get 3 cavaliers in the Castle Age anyway. Their dock isn't too good. Okay, actually I just noticed that they don't get bloodlines, so maybe the cavalier, it's gonna be still OP, but the late game for them isn't that OP. So they're gonna have a really strong Castle Age and early Imperial Age, but late Imperial Age is gonna be a bit weaker. So the dock is quite weak too. They don't get dry dock, which is gonna be important for water. And this is important too, but they get this. They do get Galen, they don't get Bomber Tower. Everything is monasteries available. They have a war dog called Mastiff, an agile war dog that can fight effectively in all circumstances. Attack bonus versus Spearman. Shouldn't the Spearman have an attack bonus versus the Wolf? Because that's how it works in the normal game. It has no pierce or melee armor, but it has a lot of attack. And it's quite cheap. It's cheaper than the champion. And this will give them more HP. And yeah, this says monks walk quicker. No bomber cannon, no siege ram. They don't get bracer. Okay, fair enough. But they do get everything for the cavalry. So that's quite good for them. The cavalier rush in the Castle Age is gonna be ridiculous for them. And their late game economy is gonna be weakened a bit because of no crop rotation. So this is their unique unit. The Warthog, just like a wolf, with improved statistics. So next up we have a spy. That is for the last civilization, and it's the Viets. Defensive civilization. Villagers have +3, 7, and 12 attack, feudal castle, Imperial Age. That's another interesting civilization in this unofficial expansion. Forests last 2 times longer. Cans build seawalls and gates, so they have like a worker from the dock. Castles, town centers, monasteries, and palisades regenerate HP, so they're automatically repaired. Light skirmishers are free to get the upgrade. So I guess once you get the Castle Age, it's gonna be automatically upgraded. Unique technologies, irregulars, foot archers move 10% faster. Tam Jiao, monks convert siege and buildings from range. Okay, that's really good. That's quite good. Because when you were converting buildings, you had to move really close. And same with the siege units as well. Infantry +2 line of sight. Okay, their archer range. They get everything. The barracks. They don't get everything that's stable. They don't get bloodlines and paladin. They don't get camels too. Even though they are Asian civilization, maybe. Well, they live in a jungle, so jungly area. So possibly no camels then. Fair enough. No shipwright. They do get Kalen, a bomber tower, some missing monastery technologies, and this is the spy. 20 food, 60 gold. Stealthy unit with extensive line of sight. Attack bonus versus siege units and buildings. Possibly this could get attack bonus too with the age. I'm not sure. It's possible, I guess. Otherwise this wouldn't make any sense. Regulars, foot archers, and this thing move faster. This is quite cheap for the movement speed upgrade. And monks can move, but this is reasonable cost, I feel like. They don't get bomber cannon, siege ram, nor siege auger. They get everything besides blast furnace in the blacksmith, and no siege engineers and heated shot. And their economy is gonna be a bit behind in the late game. No two-man saw, but I mean those villagers are gonna be killing everything. Imagine a villager with 15 attack. You're gonna try and kill a villager with a scout, and the villager is gonna just kill the scout instead. That's a bit ridiculous.
Slaat al dood.
So this is the
Godswoud.
spy. It has the,
Godswoud. Godswoud.
if you're
Met
behind
God. Hier lopen aan.
a building, it
Godswoud.
has the,
Hier lopen aan. Schild aan
I
de
don't know
vriend.
how it's called. I can't remember. Let's say they are borders. They have the border textures
U
of
zegt
the
het.
unit.
U zegt het. Heren.
And there are like another changes in the expansion. There are like Gaia buildings on some of the new custom maps that were made for this unofficial expansion. So if you capture this building, it's a Gaia unit at the start. So you have 3 more units: a worker, a slave soldier, and a slave trader. This is the same with this one, Templar Commandery. And you can make Templars from this one.
Ja. Heren. Hier lopen aan.
Slave soldier is
Godswoud. Hier lopen aan.
really that costs only gold and has a small bonus versus cavalry.
Heren. Godswoud. Godswoud.
So you could make
Godswoud.
them
Lopen aan. U zegt het. Godswoud.
in a dire situation or something. And slave trader can capture enemy villagers. So this is like the villager kidnap modification. That's really good. And obviously every building has a new building set basically. I think apparently not them. Okay, they have only the barracks sets for the Dutch and the castle. What's this upgrade? Okay, so the slave soldiers are gonna be better, and this is gonna be making the
Ja.
Templar
Godswoud.
soldiers better.
Hier lopen aan.
Okay, let's see. They got cost, food and gold. So this is just like the
Ik dien
Teutonic
lopen aan.
Knight that is available
Heren.
for
Hier lopen
everyone.
aan. Godswoud. Ja. Hier lopen aan. Hier lopen aan. Ik dienen. Hier lopen aan. Godswoud. U zegt Godswoud. Hier lopen
Probably
aan.
not as good as the real
Heren. Hier
Teutonic,
lopen aan. U zegt het. Ik dienen.
even with this upgrade. So
Yeah.
the spy, the line of sight seems to be as big as the monk has. So it could be quite useful, but I think the cost of it is a bit too much
U
to
zegt
make it
het. U
worthwhile.
zegt het.
If it doesn't get that +3, +7, and +12 extra attack. And yes, so this is the unofficial expansion called Realms, and actually there are like some new custom maps that you should like test yourself and try
Ik
out.
dien. U zegt het.
I'm not gonna speak anything else about this unofficial expansion because I'm gonna just trick you into searching out the stuff yourself. So this is like a teaser. I'm showing you some of the things that I think you should find necessary and cool and stuff. And so I hope I gave you enough motivation to check everything else out yourself and by yourself. The link for the modification is gonna be in the description. And so
U zegt het.
go try it out and have
U
fun.
zegt het.
Goodbye.